Welcome to day 8 of 19 days of Illuminated Darkness. Yesterday, we talked about the tarot cards, the Hermit, the High Priestess, and the Magician. And I thought it would be fun today if I did a video presentation for the Lantern of Truth tarot spread that I had written to kind of follow up with what the energy of those particular cards are and how the Hermit fits into this space and this time of the season. So, what I actually have for you here is on this page that you are looking at. I have the video, and I also have a page that has the transcript of this video so that you'll have access to this material in either of those formats, whatever works best for you. So, let's move on. So the Lantern of Truth tarot spread, it can be used at any point in time, but I specifically chose it for now since we are talking about those energies that are propelling us forward towards the winter solstice, towards the beginning of new light. We've come from the energy of Samhain, and we are now approaching the point in time where we're going to be crossing that threshold and entering into a new way of being at the winter solstice as the light begins to increase and to grow. This particular tarot spread aligns with a six-pointed star, and that six-pointed star is, if you look at the card, the Rider Waite deck imagery of the Hermit, you'll see that embedded in the Hermit's lantern is a six-pointed star. So that was a little bit of the basis around which I decided to do this particular spread. I also have on these sheets and in the transcript as well, I like to work with numerology. So I have a little bit of numerology here. The Hermit itself is key 9 in the tarot. 9 is the number of endings and beginnings. 9 is an initiatory state. It's the movement of the single digits, the last number of that single digit pattern before we move into the space of the double digit numbers. The star of the lantern is the number 6, and the number 6 is the harmonious combination and polarities between a trinity. So if we think of maiden, mother, crone, the polarized opposite to that is youth, father, sage. We have masculine and feminine energies, and you can use those polarities referring to a variety of different things. But that's 6, that number 6 is that higher amplification of what is the grounding and the rooted center of a 3 and the trinity that it represents. And with the six-pointed star, the model of that is 2 triangles, each containing 3 pieces, 3 parts. And the way they are embedded, the point of the one triangle is reaching downwards into manifest form, into the space of the greater earth, into the space of, if you wish to think of it this way, physicality. And the point of the other triangle reaches up, reaches upwards towards our higher self, towards the ephemeral nature, towards that space that is a little bit more rarefied and refined in its energy. And then we have 7 cards. So you might say, well, Robin, you only have 6 cards that we're turning over. I'm including the Hermit card itself, and that is the 7th card. And the number 7 evolves from that harmonious state of the number 6. It is also, we see 7s replicated in a variety of different ways when we are talking about Hermeticism and occult practices. And that number 7 also relates to the energy that once you have those polarized pieces of a trinity that are coming together, that are weaving together, the mother, father, the youth and the maiden, the sage and the crone, when you have those energies interweaving one into the other, there's the opportunity for new growth and also for learning, for being able to extend beyond the confines of what those 3 things multiplied actually can mean. And then the Hermit key that is placed in the center is you. So that is the intention with this. The how to. I would suggest that you use any deck that you're comfortable with. I traditionally use the Rider Waite deck when I am teaching because that is the most widely known, but use whatever deck you wish. I mean, I have many decks and I use different ones for different purposes. You also want to set out some sort of a beautiful, and I would recommend solid color cloth so that you can lay the cards down and you can easily see them. Sometimes, depending on what type of deck use, if you use a cloth that is heavily patterned, sometimes images don't jump out at you quite as readily. Before you begin, remove the Hermit key from the deck, and I want you to place it in the very center. Be sure to shuffle the remaining cards very well. Take the deck in your hands, take a nice deep breath, and center yourself. Feel the energy of yourself moving and pouring. Set your intention of seeking the wisdom of finding the truth of your gifts. So, if you need to, refer back to the numerology above as some of the support for this. But this particular spread is not so much about asking a question. It's more about revealing the truths that may be hidden from you about you. And then also set the intention of what is revealed to be used as the tools of birthing this energy of light within that will herald the birthing of a new light at winter solstice. So we all carry a divine spark anyway, but there are things that we can do and we should do along the course of the way that will embolden that light and make it much brighter. And there are certain times of the year when we actually need to have that light a little bit more intense. And this would be one of them. So this is what your layout is going to look like. This is how you are going to arrange your cards 1 through number 6 and how you're going to place them. And you obviously will not have 2 triangles submerged, although you may wish to use some sort of graphic for that. But this is what the intention is that you are thinking as you set out your pattern of the cards. So let's take a look at them. So card 1 represents the strength of your manifest form and its fullest potential. I have also here in the red print some Kabbalistic for those of you who are familiar with or interested in the Hermetic Kabbalah. I also have what I am inferring Kabbalistically because that will add another layer to the energy of the spread. You don't have to use it, but I just have it on here for anyone who is interested. And this is the foundation. This is who you are in your most manifest form of being and what that means when you are standing fully in the potential of you as a corporeal manifest being. We strive in our work to realize our divine potential, but often in doing so, we actually forget about that piece of ourselves, which is very physical and offers many gifts that non-corporeal existence does not. Card 2 represents how you will use that strength of foundation to create what you wish to outpicture. So think of this as the darkness of creation's womb. So you are in the space of Kabbalistically Bina, which is the creatrix on the Hermetic tree of life. This is the womb of all life. It is the darkness that moves within the void itself. And so this particular card represents for you how you are going to use your manifest abilities to create what it is you wish to bring forward into your life, what you wish actually to bring forward into the light. And just as the winter solstice is all about that next step of burgeoning light that takes us through until the summer solstice, this card too also represents what you can do physically, what actions you can take in a physical way that will outpicture that for you. Card 3 represents the action and the energy that is needed to seed that creation. So it's higher will to action, meaning that with any type of spell or intention you put out into the universe, it's not just simply enough to hold the intention. Think of it this way. If I want to get a new job, it's not just enough that I send my resumes out. Or it's not even just enough that I do spell work to draw the correct job to me. There are actions I need to take. I need to send my resumes out. I need to do the research for those places that I send the resumes to. I need to show up. I need to be present for any interviews. There's action that is needed. So, card three represents that action and energy that you will actually need in order to see this new place of creation for you, this new way of being. And Kabbalistically, this is Hokmah, and this is the wisdom of the cosmos, and seeding everything that emanates from Keter, which is the highest sphere, that emanates from the limitless all. Card four represents the image and the plan for that creation. So think inspired mind. This is the blueprint. This is the architect's blueprint for the fabulous inspiration and imagination and visualization that that individual has to build whatever that structure is. Card four for you in this place represents that blueprint, that plan, that inspired image and vision that you have of yourself moving into a space of pure light that's growing, that's strong, that is fully rooted and grounded in your manifest being, while also being held within the energy of your higher self. Card five represents where your passion can be stoked to refine what you have planned. So this is inspired heart. So four and five are all about that collaboration between mind and heart and bringing them to a place of balance. So again, returning to the thought of spell work, you can have the most wonderful intention in the world. You need action, but what fuels that action is the passion that you have, the unconditional desire that you have to bring about into manifest form whatever it is that you desire. So card five represents where that passion lay within you and where it can be stoked and brought to its fullest potential so that you can realize and have realization of what it is you wish to create and bring an out picture. And finally, card six represents the outcome and product of the darkness of creation's womb. This is a collaboration of your higher will to action and the manifest form of your physical being that has been guided by inspired mind and inspired heart. It represents Kabbalistically Keter, which is the crown of creation. It is also the place from which all of the other energies of the Sephiroth emanate down into, and finally come to rest in that final point of Malkut, which is represented actually as card number one, which is our manifest and physical state of being. So card six represents the potential. Remember here that nothing is written in stone. These are all predispositions. These are all energies that are derived from a place of you being more fully connected to the pure potential of who you are. But nothing is written in stone. So what that means is that these are the possibilities. These are the gifts of light that lay within every nuance of darkness, that lay within every shadow part of your being, that lay within every crevasse and crevice that is contained within you, that enables you to rise into a mantle of light, of brilliance, of really shining in your best possible way. And this year in particular, I think this is something that is much, much needed in terms of us just reclaiming our power back. And especially at the time of the winter solstice, as we move forward into a new year, this can enable us to do that. The energy of the hermit, and if you look at the post from yesterday, is one of deep reflection and contemplation. It is the semantics of the hermit invoke the images of someone who retreats and is a recluse. This does not have to be a literal way of being. I'm not suggesting that you retreat from the world. I am suggesting that you find that place of sanctuary and retreat that is within yourself, that holds the wisdom and brilliance of this light. So when all of your cards are laid out, again, this is a reminder of what your structure will look like. And I would just simply hold possibly this question in mind, and you can change it for whatever seems appropriate to you. But where have you found your contemplative nature in the dark before the light of the winter solstice? This is the place of the hermit within you. And where have you found that to be the strongest? Where have you found it? Even in the darkness that you may hold within yourself, the fear, the doubt, the unknowing, there is a spark of light. And that hermit, that place of wisdom that is within you, holds that lantern and is just waiting to burst forth as we step into the mantle and the threshold of the winter solstice. So I'd like you, if you wish, to please visit this post on 19 Days of Illuminated Darkness. It is at a witchessacredjourney.com. The transcript of what I just went through with you so that you can sit and digest it and take your cards out and take your time moving through it are on the page day 8 that is posted within that 19 days. And there are also some links contained on there as well that have more information about the Hermetic Kabbalah, and also some other links that will direct you to some other tarot spreads and information about the tarot. So for 19 days of illuminated darkness and day 8, I wish you well. Please be safe. And thank you for visiting this and for sharing with me your own energy and your own gifts. I hope you find this useful, and I will see you on day 9. Blessed be.